What's up YouTube? Today we're reviewing the 2021 Ford F-150 Powerboost. Big thanks to Ethan Gonzalez over at Koons Sterling Ford for making this review possible today. But with that said, let's get into the video. For 2021, Ford redesigned the F-150 both on the interior as well as the exterior like we see right here. You can see the newly redesigned headlights with that daytime running light that follows through to the bottom of the front bumper by the fog lights right there. You can also see the redesigned front grille right there, but they also left that same hood shape type thing that was on the 15 through 19 F-150s. And moving alongside, you can see that the mirror on the side is more of a rectangular type shape rather than the squarish shape again on the 15 through 19s. And moving to the rear, you can see that same C-type daytime running light on the tail light as well. But moving to the tailgate, I like this is the lazy tailgate, so all you got to do is push this button right here and it'll come down. And looking in the tailgate, you can see it's got a 240 volt outlet right here, followed by 4 household outlets right there, so you can plug in just, you know, like regular household appliances like a microwave or stuff like that. But like I was talking about, that lazy tailgate, all you got to do is push that same button again, it'll come up. And what's great about that is that you can do that not only from that button right there, but you can push this button twice on the key fob and it'll do that. It'll go down and up. But you can also do that from the interior right here with that button right there. Like I said, it'll go down and up. But segueing from looks into performance, let's pop this hood real quick right here and take a look at that motor. And like you can see, that's the 3.5 liter twin turbo V6 that makes 400 horsepower and 500 pound-feet of torque. But you can see this little thing creeping in the back right here, and that's the hybrid motor right there that gives you an extra 30 horsepower and 70 pound-feet of torque, which totals the horsepower output to 430 horsepower and 570 pound-feet of torque, which is able to push this big girl from 0 to 60 in 5.4 seconds, which is very impressive considering this is a 5,800 pound vehicle. And I don't think I mentioned, but it's got the 10-speed transmission, so that obviously speeds up the shifts and stuff like that. But with those impressive numbers in mind, that 430 horsepower and 570 pound-feet of torque, this thing is still able to do 24 miles per gallon city, 24 miles per gallon highway with 24 miles per gallon combined, which is very impressive, like I said, for that kind of horsepower numbers. And considering that the previous generation Raptor had 450 horsepower and this has 430 horsepower, I mean, we can only imagine what the next Raptor is going to be like. I mean, I'm assuming it's going to be like 700 plus horsepower. Supposedly it's going to have a V8. I guess we'll see. Time will tell. But yeah, very impressive for just the standard variant of this truck and not the performance variant. Like I said at the beginning of the video, this is the F-150 Platinum trim level. There are 7 trim levels total on the F-150. So opening up the door, boom, your running boards pop out and you walk in and you can see your little Platinum badge right there, which is really nice. And you can see just the really nice kind of trim pieces in here. You've got the wood, you've got a little bit of Alcantara, and you got the leather right here, as well as this brown stitching along the Alcantara leather border, which is really beautiful. And the wood feels actually really, really nice. But you can also see the Bang & Olufsen sound system in this beautiful speaker surround, which is really nice. And you can also see it's up top here as well. And like I mentioned, that stitching follows all throughout the interior. So you can see right here on your center armrest, on the shifter right here. One thing that's interesting about the shifter, stepping in and turning it on, we'll start her up. And like I said, this is a hybrid, so it doesn't make any noise when it turns on. But no, now the engine kicked on. Closing the door here. This shifter is really, really strange. I've never seen one before, and obviously I've heard about it, but you got this button right here that folds that down. And that's pretty interesting. On some of these trucks, you have this where this will fold down here and you've got a huge workspace right there. This truck does not have that feature, but just sitting in the vehicle, you can see the massive 12-inch display right there, That's a Sync 4 display. It's basically the same size screen that's in the Ram 1500s, 2500s, 3500s, except this one's mounted horizontally as opposed to something that's mounted vertically. I actually personally, I like the horizontal mount better. I think it just looks better than something more of like a Tesla screen, but you know, that's just personal opinion. But this being a Platinum, you have this huge double panel sunroof, which is awesome. Up here you have a sunglass holder. Obviously you've got your controls for the sunroof right here, as well as the back window control right there that you can open and close like that. You got your lights up here that you can turn on and off. But looking on the side here, you have these two buttons down here, and these are your puddle lights in your mirror. So at night when it's really dark, you can push that, and it just illuminates the outside of the vehicle, making it easier to get in and out, or to see around the vehicle before you get out. Down here, you got your light stuff. You got your backlit display right here for all your buttons and stuff. You can see all these are lit up at night. Obviously, this is 2021. But this is your bed light right here. This pops open your gas tank on the side. Three-way memory seating right there. So you got 3 people that drive your truck. You got 3 people that the truck will memorize. Obviously, you got automatic up-down windows in the front. You do not have automatic windows in the back, which kind of stinks, but you know, it's not a huge deal. But it's kind of hot out here, so let's turn the AC on a little bit. But what's awesome about this new 2021 F-150 is that you got a fully digital dash right here, which is awesome. I love that. I think it's great that they did that. I'm surprised more people aren't doing that. I guess maybe because it's expensive. So I do understand that. But this display right here really reminds me of the Mustang. I mean, obviously the Mustang's also a Ford, but it's great. You can see, you know, your towing information, truck info, trip, fuel, stuff like that. Anything that you really need to know. Navigation, phone, audio, settings. I mean, the list goes on and on. It's great that you can have just everything projected right here in front of you on screen, rather than having, you know, analog RPM and analog speedometer right there. And then just having a little screen in the middle. Everything's just a screen, which is great. But moving over here, obviously you got your trailer brake right here. Trailer disconnected. We don't have a trailer, so that's irrelevant. But you want to park like a pro on your trailer. You want to back a trailer into the boat ramp. You got a boat or something, and you don't want to look like a noob because you just got a new boat and you don't know what you're doing. All you got to do is turn this, and this will turn the wheel the way that it's supposed to be. So that is a great feature for people who don't know how to back up a trailer. This is a 4-wheel drive truck, so you have your 4 high, 4 low, and 4 automatic. 4 automatic is basically, in essence, it's like a all-wheel drive truck, but it's not, you know, it's kind of like that. But down here, you got a USB port, a USB-C port, as well as a wireless charging pad for phones down there, which is awesome. This, you can put your phone here if you're charging and you're connected to Apple CarPlay. You can just set your phone in that like that. I'll show you that right here. Just set your phone in like that, and it's great. I love that. But you also have your 2 big cup holders right here, as well as tons of storage space on your door card down here. Enough for a bottle of water here, bottle of water there, Gatorade, whatever you want to put, or, you know, gloves, umbrella, stuff like that. That'll fit. Obviously a collapsible umbrella, not one of those big umbrellas, but yeah. Obviously you have an auto dim mirror. I mean, this is also a $80,000 truck, so I would expect it to have that. But these seats are actually very comfortable. They are a little firm, but I'm sure as you break them in over time, they become very, very comfortable. But as you can see, when I got in the truck, the seat was all the way back. So we're gonna put that seat back right now and test the comfortability, see if you can actually sleep in this. So let's go all the way back. And, you know, considering that this is not a bed, I would say it's actually like pretty comfortable. I could see myself sleeping in here, maybe not overnight, but I could definitely take a nap in here if I was at the job site or something like that, and I was a project manager. And I know my uncle, he always used to sleep in his truck at the job site, so I'm sure he would love something like this that's actually comfortable to sleep in your truck. But, you know, obviously you got the beautiful, beautiful leather with the perforated leather in the middle for your cooled seats. You also have heated seats as well as a heated steering wheel, and all those buttons are right down here. What I thought was really cool is that your adjustment knob for your temperature for the AC, you can see like it's kind of a dual projection, so you can see the temperature right here as well as on the sync screen right there, and obviously that's on both sides. And if one gets out of whack, like this guy's on 70, this guy's on 60, you want to turn them back real quick, you just push that button. And on the BMWs you can't do that. This isn't a BMW, this is a truck. But opening this up, tons and tons of space down in here. You know, you can put this up here, mount it like that. Another USB and USB-C port right there, so you got those all throughout the vehicle, which is great for charging your phone. Obviously you got a big glove box. It is a truck, but you also have this top glove box up here as well that you can open and close like that. You just got to push that button right there. It's kind of hidden, but if you want to just open up the screen, that's what you got to do right there, and that screen will open up like that. There goes your sunroof, and this screen will go all the way back by the push of that button right here. So I think that's pretty cool. It makes the truck feel a lot more open and airy, but I'm gonna close that right now because it's hot. But let's move into the rear seats. Boom, power running board. That is awesome. I love that power running board. Opening up the rear seat. Again, Bang & Olufsen sound system, that beautiful metal surround. I think that makes the truck just that much more premium and upscale. You know, cup holder right here in the door. You got your window switch right here, and the window switch feel really good. It doesn't feel cheap, so I really appreciate that. Obviously another room for some more cup holders or a foldable umbrella or whatever you want to put. Tons of storage space in the door back here. Moving in, and boom, I'm sitting in the rear seat, and let me tell you, these seats are so comfortable. They're more comfortable in my opinion than even the front seats. Like, there's just, it feels like I'm sitting on memory foam, and I'm not kidding when I say that. You have this center fold down armrest right here. You got two cup holders right there, two more cup holders right here, and you can put your phone right there if it's charging. Obviously you got a cigarette outlet right here. Heated rear seats, which is great. This is a platinum. Again, you got a home outlet right there. Awesome, it's on, so that's great. And then you have another USB and USB-C port right there, which is great. But obviously you got your matte back pockets right there. But let's open up the door right here, and I'm going to show you how these seats fold up and give you plenty of storage space, or plenty of room if you got a dog. So I'm going to open this up like this. Boom, tons and tons of space. And then it's got this little divide here if you got, you know, tools or jumper cables or stuff like that. So none of that stuff's like going all throughout the vehicle, which is great. I actually really like this little guard right here. I think that's awesome. But if you got a dog, you know, this is all a flat space. There's no real undulations or anything along the carpet, which is awesome. If you got an older dog, you know, they want to be comfortable. You can put a dog bed in here. I'm telling you, there's plenty of space back here. And just look at these carpets back here. Look at that beautiful stitching even on the carpet. I mean, I think that's the platinum touch right there, you know? So we've talked about the interior, we've talked about the exterior. Now I want to see what this thing's like to drive. So I'll see you in the driver's seat. Some safety features that I forgot to mention, but I'm going to mention right now, is that this thing's got adaptive steering, blind spot monitoring with cross traffic alert, evasive steering assist, lane keep system, post collision braking, reverse brake assist, reverse sensing, and a rear view camera. And I don't think I mentioned this, but this does have a 360-degree view camera, which I'll show you right here, which is great when you're trying to back in and out of a spot. It tells you basically exactly where your truck is, so you can obviously see that I'm not parked within a space, but that's just because we're filming a video. But you can see it, you've got a camera all around the side of the car, which is awesome, and that's a huge help considering that this is not a small vehicle. You know, this is actually a decently sized vehicle, but with that kind of stuff, that makes it so much easier to maneuver in a parking lot or whatever you're doing, backing up to a trailer and stuff like that. But with that being said, you know, we've talked a lot about the interior, the exterior, the performance, but let's see how this thing drives. And now on to my favorite part of the video, which is the drive. And I'm here with my buddy Robbie. He helped me film part of this video. You might be able to see him creeping around in the back, because I know he wanted to creep around in the back a little bit. Like, you can see my other friend in some of my other videos creeping around in the back. But this is my friend Robbie. He doesn't know that much about cars, but he helped me out with the video, like I said. But we've been driving this thing around for about like 10 to 15 minutes. And one thing I'd have to say about this truck is that it's pretty quick, you know. For being a truck, I would definitely say that it's very quick. And with that being said, we're gonna do a little test right here about how quick it is. So I'm gonna turn my other camera on, and we're gonna goose it. That's pretty freaking quick, considering that this is a truck, you know. I mean, I wouldn't say that that's like a 4-second 0 to 60, but that's definitely a 5.5-ish second 0 to 60. And you know, you don't really feel like you're flying, but you're going pretty fast. But you know, Robbie, what are your impressions of, you know, you don't know that much about cars really, but what are your impressions of, because your dad's got a 2018 F-150.
Yeah.
So what do you feel about like this compared to that?
It's similar. I mean, the feel of it, the drive feels very similar. I think this one's a bit quicker.
Yeah, your dad's got the 5-liter. He's got the V8, so.
Yeah.
What about like the interior? Like, what do you think about?
I think there's a lot more toys in this one. Like you can mess with.
Yeah, like, you know, like this compared to like the older F-150s, you got this big screen and stuff like that. I haven't really done a video with another 1500 truck, but I've done a video with a 2500 Ram or 3500 Ram Cummins that's got that big 12-inch screen. And like I said, when I was doing like a little bit of the interior walk around, I was saying that I like the horizontally mounted screen better. What do you think? You like the horizontal mount or like the vertical mount?
I like the horizontal.
Yeah, I think it looks bigger in my opinion. I mean, you know, that's just me saying that. But while I'm driving here, I'm looking at this digital dash right here, and there's a spot right under the speedometer that's showing me in the middle of the lane. And then if I drift over to the left a little bit, it shows that I'm drifting over to the left, and it actually pushes me back into the lane. And you know, it's actually not like one of those annoying lane keep assists that you're like, dude, what the heck? Like, this thing's pushing me from left to right to left to right. This thing actually like keeps you in the center of the lane, and it's not like too intrusive to the point where it's annoying. Like, that's something that I've noticed since I've been driving. Like right there, like my hands are off the wheel, and it's kind of driving itself a little bit, you know. Does it feel like unsafe to you that it's like bouncing us back in between lane?
No, I can't even notice it.
Yeah, so like that's from somebody like, you know, I don't want to keep saying you don't know anything because you do know stuff, but you know, about cars he doesn't know much.
Yeah.
So, you know, you can, if you got your wife or whatever and she's like, oh, this thing is annoying, it's bouncing me all over the place. It's not. It's actually, it's a smooth truck. And one thing that I mentioned to him while we were driving around is that it's super quiet. Like, it's very well insulated from the outside. And what did you think? Like, we had XM on the Hip Hop Nation station. What did you think of the stereo?
Sounded very clear, just very good quality.
Yeah, it had a little bit of bass to it, you know, like it's not like an aftermarket sound system with all like the bass boosted, all that crap. It's got a very good and clear sound system, but one thing that's pretty cool is it's got the 10-speed, but it's not shifting through the gears all the time and downshifting and trying to find a gear. It doesn't know what gear it's in. It knows what gear to be in, and it knows when to shift and when to downshift. And you don't feel that it's going through 10 speeds. So that's something that I actually really like, and obviously that helps out with the fuel economy as well. But like I mentioned earlier when we were talking about the performance when we were under the hood, this is a hybrid, but you don't really, like right now the car's off and you don't really tell that it's a hybrid. You know, like I said, when I'm going back to the insulation, it's very well insulated from the outside world, so you don't really hear the motor like clicking on and clicking off and clicking on and clicking off. Like just cruising here, I'm gonna take my foot off the accelerator. The motor, it just killed it. The motor's off, so now we're fully electric right now. But let me give it a little bit of juice. I'm just giving it a little boot, and it popped right back on. Pretty seamless. You know, sometimes you can catch it off guard to where it's a little jumpy. I can't lie about that. It does get caught off guard, but for the most part, it's actually pretty smooth.
Yeah, I didn't even realize.
Yeah, you don't really realize that it's a hybrid. It's not like jumping all over the place. Like some hybrids are very clunky. This isn't that clunky, and I really like going back to the screen. I really do enjoy the screen and just the ride quality of this car. You know, we're going through some undulating roads with you know, potholes and stuff like that where the road just isn't the best, and you know, it takes it rides very well. But you know, with that being said, I think that's the end of the video. We talked about the interior, the exterior, the performance, the tailgate, and stuff like that. So if you enjoyed the video, please give this video a thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. I'm still trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. We're only 300 away. And you know, once we hit 1,000, then that means I can start making more videos and more videos, and the more subscribers and the more views that I get, the more videos that I can make. So please hit that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.